Hi guys, my name is Tina Shy. This is my YouTube channel, Woman Called to Be. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys the first look photo shoot that was for my wedding with my dad. So I did a first look with my dad when he was dying. He had about 1 week left to live. We didn't know at the time that that's all he had left. However, we did a photo shoot with him, and I'll explain why we did that and what it was like. So basically, I went to the hospital the day after I found out that my dad was dying, and he was dying of strokes. He had a massive stroke years prior, and it was just, at that point, he was just having many strokes, and they just knew that he was going to die from it. And so they had told us that, and it was very hard for me, and I'm sure it's hard for anyone who loses a father or a loved one, but it was very hard for me. So I went and I visited my dad, and when I went in there, I mean, he pretty much seemed like his happy self, even though he was dying, and it was sad, and I knew I was just going to miss him so much. I was so sad that he was passing away, but I was also sad for another reason too, which wasn't as most of my sadness, was the fact that I was going to lose my dad. I've always been a daddy's girl, and he was a wonderful father to me. I was also sad that he wouldn't be at my wedding because I was going to be getting married. So he passed away in July, and I would have been getting married the October following. So it wasn't too far away that my wedding was going to be, and I knew he would miss it, and I was sad about that too, because I had planned a lot of stuff around him, and he was going to be a big part of my wedding. We had already gone dress shopping for me, tasted cake, and he was involved in all of these things. So I was sad about that too. And so I had spent the day at the hospital, and then what was funny is I had a doctor's appointment that day at the same hospital that I don't typically go to, but it happened to be at the same hospital. So I went to my doctor's appointment. So I'm sitting in the waiting room. I've been praying all day, and in my head pops this idea and exactly like what it would be for this first look photo shoot. I know God put it in my head because every detail was there. Who the photographer was going to be, which was my friend's mom. What I was going to wear, my wedding dress, my dad and we would be outside. It all popped in my head. So it was from God to a T. I wasn't even thinking about this. It was him. So God had put this in my head, and he orchestrated the whole thing, because whenever I texted the photographer right after, she was available and she would love to do it, and she did it for free. It was a blessing. And it just all worked out perfectly. So I knew God had orchestrated it. Really quickly, I want to share with you guys a scripture that I found correlates with the pictures and how I was feeling at the time and what God was saying to me through scripture. It says, "He will wipe every tear from their eye, and there will be no more death or sorrow or crying or pain. All these things are gone forever." That scripture means a lot to me, and so I just wanted to share that with you guys. That gives me comfort, especially after my dad passed away. So now I'm going to show you guys the pictures. I'm going to start with this one. This one is one of my favorites. So it's that one. I was just outside. My dad was able to sit in this chair right here. I got my little daddy's girl picture too. He had his arm around me, which is really sweet too. Let's see. Next I'll share with you guys this one. And so this one's really cute because my dad has a little smile. And then this one is sweet too. So this one's really sweet. It has my mom, my dad, and me in it. And it's really sweet too of just my parents. We actually cropped that too of just them. But this one I really loved. And my parents are holding hands, which was really cute. Alright, and then here I'm just holding my bouquet with my dad. And I was able to show him my dress. This one's the picture in black and white, and I just thought it's beautiful. I love black and white pictures for weddings and events and things like this. I thought that was pretty. This, we're just hugging him. This one I'm just kissing my dad's head. I remember my dad had the softest hair, and I still to this day I remember how it felt because his hair was just so soft. My hair is very coarse. This one he had a little smile. We were in the shade and I was showing him my dress. I'll just end with this one. So we got some pretty good pictures in there, and even though my dad was, he was dying, he wasn't feeling well, it was something he was happy to do for me, which was a huge blessing and a gift to me, and it was nice. And what we ended up doing, in case you're wondering how we were able to do it, so my dad, after he had his massive stroke before, he used a wheelchair, and so basically what we did is we brought him outside in his wheelchair, and then we just helped him into the chair outside, and so he was able to just sit there and he didn't have to move around or anything, and we just I would show him my dress and we just took pictures around him, if that makes sense. So he didn't have to move or do anything. He just sat in the shade in the chair, and then we were able to take pictures. But it meant a lot to me to show him my dress and just to have that last sweet, happy memory with him. Right, and I'm going to share this last verse. It is Psalm 34:18. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted. He rescues those whose spirits are crushed. And I just want to thank you guys for watching. Feel free to subscribe and like if you like this video. And I'll see you guys next time. God bless you guys.